what's up, gamers? Skeletomistic. I am here today in my creepy carnival. I kind of need a quiet corner to figure this out and think about it before I post the video on it. But it looks like it's true, so I'm going to go ahead and make the video about it. It looks like empowers have been limited once again. I know a lot of you save empowers for especially pet mixing and whatnot like that, or anything where you need a bunch of gold. And that's usually where it's at, is pet mixing. I do too. And the way we have saved empowers before now was to just put them in decks and the treasure card slots and then put them away. We used to use gear vaults before decks, well, couldn't go in gear vaults. And now it appears we've got another limitation. It seems like you can't transfer, and this is how I do it myself. I fill my decks with empowers and then transfer them through the shared bank to my lower level characters who don't have any inventory or not much inventory and can carry all that stuff. Because as you know, whenever you're adventuring around, whatnot like that, that bag fills up quick, and you just ain't got room to carry a bunch of decks full of empowers around. Now, from what I've seen, because I've done a little bit of work with this to find out the limitations, you can still trade the cards. Like if you have a alts on another account, or especially even low-level alts on another account, you can trade the cards to them. But you can't fill up decks anymore with empowers and then put them in the shared bank and trade the whole deck to your alts, and thus, you know, because I mean you're limited to 1,000 empowers on a character, sure, but if you put them in decks you can put a lot more than that. Well, you can't do it anymore. This is what I'm talking about. I went to this just last week. This did work because my my other alts have decks already from what I did in the past. It's only been about a week now since I noticed this, and I wanted to bring it up here. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. Go here to my cards. Okay, I've got a Choice Calamar deck on. The reason I have that on, it's got almost the max sideboard. There's actually a bigger sideboard by one than that, but 36 is a pretty big sideboard. And it isn't really an expensive deck to buy if you're going to go and buy it from the bazaar. So I buy Calamar decks and things like that to fill up with my empowers. Okay, then I just put the deck in the shared bank. Then I let my low level pick it up. Even if the low level can't open the deck because of the deck level is higher than the alt, even if he can't open the deck, he can at least hold the deck that has the empowers in it. Well, he can't do that anymore because this is what happens now. Now, oh yeah, let me show you my empowers that exist. Okay, I've got the deck full, and I've got 57 in my inventory still. Okay, so go in here, in my backpack, Choice Calamar deck that is equipped. Let me even unequip that to make sure that's not the problem. I'll even unequip that, but I don't think that's the problem. So let's see. Okay, it's the one that's locked. That's the one I just had on. So I'll move that to the shared bank. And it goes just fine. It goes just fine. And you wouldn't know any better if you didn't look in the deck to find out. But this is what you get. See how I have 93 empowers now? What happened was, instead of that deck carrying the empowers into the shared bank and then on to your other alt, whenever you put a deck in there now, it strips the cards out of the sideboard and puts them back in your inventory. So effectively you can no longer transfer empowers by decks to your low level alts. Now you can still trade the cards to the low level alts, but the low level alts can't buy those big decks and can't equip them to put the empowers in them. So you're stuck with either using like 20 sideboard of like 20, which whatever, or keeping them in your inventory. Regardless of that, you no longer can put those big sideboards in a shared bank with full of empowers and then transfer them because it won't work anymore. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Honestly, I don't have a ready solution. If somebody has a good solution or knows something I don't know about it, by all means, let me know because I would like to hear about that. All right, guys? This isn't going to be a super long video. I just wanted to bring this point up for you to see if you didn't know about it. there it is, so you won't be caught by surprise. Yeah, if I go and take this back out of the shared bank, where is it? Right there. Put it back in my backpack. You can see it's this one that's locked up. You can see the cards have been stripped out of it. So that is what's happening right now. We're gonna have to find another way to store our money. It looks like I don't know why. It seems like they want you to really be restricted on the money. Granted, we have a decent gold cap now, but whenever you're pet training, 525,000 gold is Gandhi, straight Gandhi. I don't know what to do. All right, guys, there it is. Thank y'all very much for watching. I'm not gonna do the always love the game thing because, well, this isn't the usual video. Guys, I'll talk to you later.